Dumbledore humiliates death by orchestrating it and orchestrating his own and kind of orchestrating Harry's.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Could we
Like a
hold
pig
on,
for slaughter.
hold on? Could we assume, just a theory? Could we assume that kind of like Grim Reaper rules from Supernatural, when it comes to death, that if you trick death, you become the new death, and that's why Dumbledore greets Harry when Harry dies, and that's why it says he greets death as an old friend.
Oh,
Ooh, I could see that. So you're
that's
saying that
fascinating.
Dumbledore is the new death in a way? Hmm.
Yeah, in Supernatural, the rules are that if the former death dies, the next Grim Reaper to die essentially becomes the new death. So I thought maybe kind of similar to that in this context, whoever best death becomes the next death, and that's why Dumbledore greets Harry in the end.
Interesting.
I like that theory.
Yeah, no, that's fascinating. I'm also still trying to process still that, like, Dumbledore, in orchestrating these deaths and pulling the strings of who gets to live and who gets to die, has humiliated death. Um, but let's talk about each brother then,
Yes.
because that's where the tale goes. We start by following the first brother, who, of course, takes his new Elder Wand, his new unbeatable, invincible wand, and goes after an old enemy, boasts about it, is killed, and the wand is taken from him. So, reading this time, I was like, wait a second. Is his true crime the fact that he was combative and violent and wanted an invincible wand? Or is it the boasting about said wand?
I think it's the
Both things.
pride.
Well, they talk about that, right? The trio talks about that. They're like, well, if you didn't go around saying like, oh, I killed this person, then he wouldn't have been killed. I think it's
But Hermione
both.
does make a good point where she says, but could you?
Yeah,
Right? Like, could you keep your mouth shut?
yeah. Like if you're so
um,
like combative that you want to have a wand that can defeat all others, then I feel like you're combative enough that you would want to discuss it with everyone, which is also
I mean, I
arrogant.
suppose,
But
yeah. I mean, I suppose Dumbledore does keep his mouth shut about it for a long time.
They had to learn. At first, he was
yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
boasty. But I think one of the lessons of the book is to be humble. I think that's something that the author thinks is a good attribute. Because even Ron says that's where he messed up. And if Ron's telling you that you shouldn't be boasty, then I feel like that's a sign.